let's say if I want to change key, let's say I want it to go uh down three. Let's see what that sounds like. And that's actually really dope. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dreamer from GotBetterBeats.com, and we are here with the Scalar 2 How to Make Melodies tutorial. I guess I should have said how to make melodies with Scalar 2 because I did the single note melodies in my last video because honestly, more people wanted to know about melodies, and I understand because sometimes, you know, with me, I can come up with drums, but sometimes you want to create the catchy melody because just whatever type of music it is, it seems like to me, the melody does the mood setting and the drums kind of just add on the icing on the cake. So with that being said, make sure you guys like this video, leave comments down below on what you think, and make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, less than 5% of you guys are subscribed. That's crazy. So if you find this video, make sure you do subscribe. We are going to make sure that we get you on the right path. So if you don't have Scalar 2, you can find this on pluginboutique.com, and it goes on sale quite often. I'm not sure if it's on sale at the time that you're looking at this video. And if you have Scalar 1, it's either $19 or $29. I think it's normally $29 to upgrade, but it is worth the upgrade because right now we're on 2.5, and man, they really did some stuff to it. So with that being said, if you don't have this if you don't have this VST, you can still watch this tutorial because it'll let you know if you feel like you need this plugin or if it doesn't fit your workflow. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm just going to do some brief explaining about this plugin. One thing that I love about this plugin, I love the sound of the felt piano. And as you can see, it has pianos, it has a lot of synths in here, guitars, hybrid keys, orchestral. It has bass as well. So honestly, when it first started off, it really didn't have that. It didn't have that many sounds. It was, you know, probably about 10% of that. So it's good that they actually are continuing to make this plugin better, because to me, that's really what makes a good plugin, is when there's room for improvement and they take that room to improve. So one thing that I like is that the information here, I'm going to hit some notes on the keyboard. As you can see in the notes section, it actually shows you what keys you're playing and the chord that you're playing. So if you're like me, someone who plays by ear, you know, like it lets me know what I'm playing. So that way, if you are creating a song and you may have a band or somebody that you want to play it, you'll be able to kind of tell them what you're playing. Because honestly, I kind of play towards, I just, whatever I hear that I like, I put it together, and that's my music theory. So I couldn't tell you, you know, I normally like to sing in G minor or whatever. So that's a big help. We have this performance section right here. We also have like voice grouping, so you can actually do like voice grouping as far as the voicing, the different voicings, like how a guitar player would sing it. I mean, you can actually go up octaves, go down octaves, drop two, so you can invert everything. You can humanize it. That's a lot of stuff you can do. And also they give you like a grid for how a guitar player would play it. So let's just get into it, because I mean, it's a lot. So one thing that you'll notice is that even I'm going to go over a lot today about this plugin, but it is way more complex than what you'll hear from me. So the best thing to do is take the tips that I'm telling you, but also find your workflow when it comes to this. That's why I like it, because it's like so many different ways to use this. Okay, so you can actually have detect. You can go into the scales where it not only does it give you the the proper definitions for the scale, it lets you know kind of, the vibe of it, the style, and it also gives you a sample of how that scale sounds. You have different song types, like just common chord sets for these songs. And you have artists as well, and they have some really dope artists in here. Some of them are actually YouTubers, like Curtis King, Bro Beats, Ivan Calderon. And that's really one of the things that I like about it. Craftmaster. You know, these are people that I actually watch and that are like just geniuses when it comes to their beat making and chords and music theory tutorials. So, and you can also set your chords in as well. So if you're a piano player, don't feel left out. You don't need to leave this video. You can actually, have your own chord sets for a chord pack that you might want to have. Like, let's say if you're making a MIDI or chord pack, you can have scalar 2 packs. So this plugin is just amazing. I haven't even got into how to use it yet. I'm just actually just showing you some of the features. So, okay, so what I like to do sometimes is let's start off with we'll start off with some R&B. Let's see what this sounds like. And one of the things you'll notice is I hit the R&B one. It gives me a certain number of chords. You'll see that most of them have the blue stripe at the top, and there's one with the gray stripe. And the reason for that is because this is in the key of A Dorian. This one isn't particularly in that key of this chord set, but tonally it should sound good. So what I like to do, instead of just playing with the mouse like this, I like to click this because this will actually gray out these notes where I can play it on my keyboard. It definitely sounds like some Summer Walker. Let's go to a wide pad and see what that sounds like. I can definitely hear some R&B with that. So one of the things we could do, let's go through a couple more so you can hear how it sounds, and I'll break it down. Because I did explain these up here, but this right here is pretty much just the standard A Dorian scale of chords. So you got the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, 5, 6, and the 7. And that goes pretty much along whatever key you have the number chords. And I normally don't use this system, but if you're a keyboard player or you're familiar with the keyboard player, you know, somebody will say, well, let me get a 1-4-6 or 1-6-4. It's pretty much like, so it's pretty much, so it has, not only does it have the key, it has the numbers as well. So this is pretty cool. So let's go to, let's see if we can get some hip hop going. And let me switch back to the piano. Let's see what we can get. That's nice. So let's say we do have something that we like. We could bring it down. We can bring it down here. Okay, and I know you're wondering, why did I skip one? It's mainly because I don't want it to just play like this. Because you would really have to do some, arranging. So let's see what it sounds like actually giving itself a rest in between those notes. Okay. So as you can hear, of course, that is too slow and it's not in the pattern that I heard it. So you could play it that way. Or this is, let me remove these real fast. This is one of my favorite features and the way that I actually use it. So what I do is I normally set a tempo, and let's say about 140. Okay, so that sounds pretty good to me. So what I do is I normally hit Midi Capture because you can actually play Midi Capture. I play it with my metronome playing, so it'll capture it in the way and the tempo of how I played it. And I'm able to drag it in. So let me show you how that works. And I'm not recording. I'm just playing my metronome. So first of all, you hit Midi Capture. Okay, so I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna drag that right onto my timeline. So it goes with the tempo, and I may have to make some minor adjustments just in case I wasn't, just some basic quantizing, if anything. So let's see how it sounds before I quantize. It looks like I might be off just a little bit, but let's play it. Oh, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I am off a little bit. Let me just quantize it to quick eighth note. Let's see what it sounds like. So that's one of the ways you can actually start it. And even if you wanted to change keys, being that you actually have the notes here, you're able to, let's say if I want to change key, let's say I wanted to go uh down three, let's see what that sounds like. And that's actually really dope. So that really sounds dope. So I'm probably gonna save that. So let me mute that because y'all might see that in the sample pack. So I might add some other notes to it. So I'm gonna drag in scalar 2 again, just so we can create something else. So what were we on? We'll go to another one. So the MIDI capture is one way. That's one way I I create like some really dope melodies. Like being able to kind of trigger them on your keyboard and using the MIDI capture. You can also use the pattern mode as well. But just keep in mind that you're definitely going to have to just take the time to actually figure out the rest times and everything. So depending on your tempo and everything, you may have to adjust it how you want it when you drag it over using the pattern mode. So I think the MIDI capture is a little faster just in case I want to do something a little more complex. So let's get into another way you can actually make music. Okay, so we did R&B, we did hip hop. Let's try some gospel chords because I know gospel chords sometimes are like some beast mode chords that we don't realize that we have. And look how many chords they have in this set. That kind of sounds like that life must be nice. Must be Nice. So yeah, that kind of sounds like that. So, but like these chords right here are really dope. So here's another way you can also you have a perform button here. So you have different performances, you have a arpeggio, you have strumming. So let me just leave it on performances and basic performance 1. Let's see what it sounds like. So that is extremely dope. Let's see. Okay, so one of the cool things that I really enjoy about this plugin is you can really just and if I wanted to capture that, I could not only could I drag them down, but I'm probably not going to get probably not going to get the result that I want just going with the strict pattern. But even if you like the chords and you wanted to just drag them down, and let's say, let's see. I don't know what I did there, but okay. So, and with performance on, this is one of the real cool things that I like. When I drag it in, you'll see that it actually drags in the notes exactly as the performance is. So that's important because I've ran into chord plugins before where you can trigger them with the single notes, but as you play them, they only have the notes that you're playing. They don't show you what's being played. So that's really dope. Oh, hold on. I guess it's triggering itself twice. Let me drag and expand. And this is what I really like to do. I like to use it as I usually like to use it as like almost like a utility plugin. And let me find something like a pluck or something. Let's see. Let's go with Rich Music Box. Let's see what this sounds like. Okay, so what I'm hearing is, let me double this up because I think that could be good. So let's see what this sounds like. So obviously I wouldn't leave that just as that, but like I said, one of the cool things about it, let me see. This is what I think I'm hearing. So this is just kind of showing you how much you could really do with the plugin like this. So, all right. So I probably would take these bottom notes and take them out. Okay, and if you're working in something like Studio One, honestly, you don't even have to use the chord features in Studio One. What key is this? This is in A minor, Dorian mode. Let's see. We have Dorian here. We go to, are we in A sharp minor? Let's see. All right, so this is what I'm hearing. So I'm just gonna show you how I would kind of do something like this. All right, too early. Let's see. Okay, so the note was already in place. So as I heard it. I'm hearing the note. Let me see. I need to double. Let me see. I think they're telling me that that's not in key. Let me see if this helps. All right. All right, so let me see what this sounds like. All right, let's see here. I don't know why it wouldn't let me. I think I was pressing the wrong thing. It was, let's see. All right, so I think I got it. I think it goes somewhere here. There it is. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so let's just double this up, group them together. So now we have a different way to make a melody. I don't know, my mind just, I guess I was thinking about making this beat. Okay, so So what I'm going to do is, well, what I want to do is show you that honestly, you can just pretty much do anything that you want to do. I mean, you can go with the chord sets that they provide up here. I mean, and they have hundreds of them. You can go with the artist made chord sets. Um, and everything that you put in, it is letting you know like the detected scales, so that way you'll know what like if you're making beats using Scalar 2, it'll kind of let you know what you gravitate to. So if you're working with other producers, you'll say, yeah, most of the time I'm working in the Mixolydian scale, and that's just that's usually what my ear naturally goes to. It helps to be able to know things like that. So um I guess instead of building on to that, because honestly, I kind of like that too. Um, so I'm gonna actually keep those, put those to the side. Let me show you something cooler. Okay, so let me take these out again. And I think for some reason I think it's a quicker way to remove all these chords. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you can drag and drop. Okay, cool. So yeah. All right, so we went to the gospel. Let's go to K-pop. Let's see what we have. Let's go to the piano so I can really be able to kind of. Okay, so that is in the D Lydian mode. So this is in the key of D in the Lydian scale. So this is hopeful, dreamy, yearning, ethereal, or ethereal, whatever that is. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is let's see what these sounds like. Let me turn off performance mode for a second. Ooh, they got some nice K-pop scales in here, man. Okay, they got some nice stuff in here. Okay, so let's say you were liking what they had in here. So I really like that C sharp minor seventh. So let's say you just wanted to create something just because this chord just really, just stuck out to you. Like for some reason, I just want to make a melody or a beat or a song with this in it because that's just I don't know, like that chord stuck out to me. With the 2.5 update, you have this suggest feature. So it's gonna give you two options. You can do tonal, or if you actually want to stay in the scale, which would be good. But honestly, I like the color outside the lines just a little bit because, when you get some of those crazy chords and you got musicians kind of hitting you with the stank face, like, oh, okay, I like the way you did that. That's usually kind of what I like. So let's see so let's see with our chord. It's going to give us a list of chords, and it actually gives us a lot that we can actually go to as the next chord that would sound good in this pattern. So I'm just going to go through a little bit, and remember the blue is in the scale, the gray is pretty much tonal, so it sounds good, but it's not really inside that scale. So I kind of like that, but let's go through a little bit more. Oh, that's even better. That almost gave me like an old school vibe. And as you see, when I dropped that in, it updated with I'm talking about new plugins, with new suggestions, and it's quite a bit as well. So let's see what these sounds like. So I'm gonna go through from the first one, the second one, and I'm gonna go through some suggestions. That seems like a nice resolution type of chord, like for the end of it. But I want to see where I can kind of go for the flow of this pattern. Okay, so I got a few that I like. Let's go through. Let's see what we have further back. That's nice. Maybe if I inverted it so it wouldn't go up so high. Okay, so those are starting to get a little more complex, adding in 13ths and stuff. One of the ones that I liked was, which was it? Let's go with the E major. Okay, so we have, let's see. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Let's see what this sounds like as a pattern. For some reason, I just hear like a nice interlude type of track with this. So I definitely wouldn't have it this fast. I would probably, oh, let me do something like this. Let me spread this out a bit. So I would probably have it more so like this. Oh, well, I didn't realize it was two rests there. All right, so let's see what it sounds like now. Uh, so if I wanted to actually pull that in, and even with the, let's see what it sounds like on a performance, just on a basic performance. And honestly, I didn't even go into half of the performance modes because honestly, I'm not, like, they have so many different types, words that I've never seen before, just to be honest with you. But honestly, you can do whatever you want to do with this plugin. And that's why I'm such a big fan of the plugin. Like, this is not a sponsored video. This is actually a tool that I use to make my music sound better. So let me see what this sounds like. Okay, I actually like the way that sounds. So let me double up this the D major 7. Let me see. I don't like the way that sounds. Can I repeat this? Let's see. Okay, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, okay, so holding Alt, you can repeat that. So learning some stuff today too. So I actually really like that. I just want to hear that in a different sound. Let's see what it sounds like. So I actually really like that. Let me slow that down on the tempo and see what it sounds like a little slower. So that's actually pretty dope. I honestly like that. So honestly, I gave you 3 different ways to create with this plugin. We talked about using pretty much using the chord sets. We talked about just using the basic scales, like just actually finding a key of, you can just actually go to whatever note you want to. So if you have a client that says, hey, I want to make something in the key of D and I want it to be in the Lydian scale, you can actually go straight to it. And let me delete all these. So you can go straight to it and get straight to it. So you can start building from there. We talked about the suggest feature, which is a really, honestly, that's something that I actually really admire the most, because going through the suggestion features is really going to give me something that I might have didn't come up with on my own. So sometimes I do feel like you have to reinvent yourself with music, because there's been times where, if I don't kind of get outside of myself, I get into these patterns where, like, let's say if all of my beats are just sounding dark, or if all of my beats just have a, just a similar key patterns that I'm going to, sometimes I try to challenge myself to do something different. I don't like to be repetitive, even if it's popular. I mean, I know that sometimes people like you to stay in the box, some repeat clients and stuff like that say, hey, I want the classic you. But for my personal stuff, sometimes I just kind of like to reinvent myself. It just kind of makes me more excited about creating. So I hope this helps you with these tips that I've given you. And I do challenge you to not only just use those, but find different ways to use this plugin. If you already have this plugin, I'm sure that I missed some key features with this plugin. So make sure you leave the comments down below. With that being said, man, I will see you guys in the next video, and happy beat making, and look forward for the new sound pack that I'm working on. It's going to be super dope.